Hello, welcome to number 3 in a series of 4 Hangouts, Elevator Business Essentials series. The number 1 one was about planning, number 2 was about strategy, number 3 today is about marketing, connecting with your clients, marketing your agency, and number 4, which you'll see later, is about teams of people, getting your people to make stuff happen. So just to recap, Elevator, 250 agencies specifically selected to grow with growth potential, above average, specialist agencies. And my involvement in the Elevator program is that I run the coaching program. We've got, I think, 35 businesses working across 3 months. I'm the coach, so we do workshops, we do director hot seats, we do coaching, we do mentoring in order to accelerate their learning and, more importantly, accelerate their businesses. Because this isn't about theory, this is about stuff what works so that you run the business, you run the agency that you really want to run. And just recapping very quickly, Elevator, it's about setting the vision, what are the numbers you want to hit, it's about nurturing your digital leaders, it's about transforming the business, it's about strengthening the team, it's about winning new clients, and it's kind of separate but all at the same time. There's a sense of creating an energy, a head of steam to grow your agency. So in the last 2 videos we talked about planning, getting the numbers in place that we're going for. We talked about strategy, which is about how are we going to make this happen? Bearing in mind what's going on outside our agency, how are we going to make this happen? What is the roadmap? What are the things we're going to have to need to do? How are we going to be different? What's going to make difference? But today we're going to talk about marketing. And the big question, almost the only question in marketing is this one. Why should people bother to buy from you? Why should they bother to buy from you when they can buy from the competition? Bearing in mind the competition may well be cheaper, faster, smarter, brighter, friendlier than you are. So that's the question. Why should people bother to buy from you when they can buy from the competition? And if you can't answer that question, that means you can't tell your potential customers why they should buy from you. It means your staff don't know why people should buy from you. And I would argue you're in a really bad place. So question 1 is, why should people bother to buy from you when they can buy from the competition? Question 2 is, what makes you different from the rest? Because we're in this world of unbelievable beige, blancmange, averageness. It all looks the same. Your competitors look the same. So question 1, why should people bother to buy from you? Question 2, what makes you different from the rest? And if you can't answer those questions, you're in trouble. In fact, I challenge you. I'm going to phone you up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I've got your mobile number. I'm going to phone you up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to say, why should people bother to buy from you? What makes you different from the rest? And if you can't answer that question succinctly and well and in a way that makes me think, yes, they know what they're doing, they know why I should buy from them, I'm going to wait 10 minutes, and then I'm going to phone you again. Okay, I jest. I'm not going to do that. But you must understand the importance of being able to articulate and answer those questions. Because if you can't answer the questions, then you will look the same as everyone else. And if you look the same as everyone else, you'll perform the same as everyone else. And that simply isn't good enough. So marketing to me is everything. So in terms of framing what we're going to talk about, understanding what marketing is and being able to do it does 2 things for agencies. 1, it helps us grow our agency because it means we can get more better customers, the right sort of customers that we really want to be working with, which fits in with our plans. But secondly, it also means that we can help our clients with their marketing. We can, rather than just giving them digital advice, we can give them that advice in the context of the marketing piece for them. So marketing's really, really important piece. And 25 minutes I've got, people do 3-year degrees on marketing. So we're just going to touch on some basics. So it's important for me, for my business, it's important for you, for your business. And as a result of listening and watching today, I hope you'll just go back and revisit your marketing, tighten it up, take some recommendations. Okay. So what is marketing? Well, for me, My definition of marketing isn't what's in all the textbooks. My definition is how good are you at getting the clients you want to buy from you? In fact, I'll add a few more words. How good are you at getting the clients you want to buy from you to buy from you? That's what marketing is about. Okay, you may argue that's selling. I'm not interested in the definition. What I'm interested in is we have devices and processes in place which are about acquiring clients. This is my customer. This is my customer. Apologies if you're a bear lover, but this is my customer. When this customer has a problem, hurt, need, itch, scratch, want, and they look up and they say, who is out there to help me? What is there to help me? And they look across, and as they look across, they see me, and if they like the cut of my jib and the way I talk and the way my website talks, and they like my pricing, and they like the way I do things, then they buy from me. So to my mind, that is what marketing is about. Marketing is about how good am I at getting the people I want to buy from me, recognizing this all through the customer's point of view, all from the customer's point of view, understanding what is it that they feel, what are their problems, hurts, needs, itch, scratches, wants, and when they have those hurts, needs, scratches, itches and wants, do I fit what they're looking for? So, a couple of things. All customers are not born equal. It's not about getting every customer, it's about specific customers. And the other thing I would like to point out, and loud and clear, is that actually getting customers is really, really easy. You just do stuff really, really cheaply. What's really clever is getting customers at the prices that you want to be charging, making the profit that you want to do. So effective marketing isn't just about getting clients, but it's about getting the clients that you want to buy from you actually to buy from you and figuring out how you're going to do that. My issue is this. As agency owners, the problem that we're confronted with is that we're similar. Our competition are similar agencies employing similar people using similar software and similar hardware and similar platforms in order to sell similar services and similar products to similar clients at similar prices, using similar websites, similar sales techniques, similar devices in order, and the whole thing is absolutely beigey, blancmangy grey from the customer's point of view. From the customer's point of view, all agencies look identical. And if we all look identical, why should they buy from us? If we're similar, if you go into a supermarket and everything looks similar, you're either going to buy the brightest, shiniest thing, which isn't a long-term strategy, or you're going to buy the cheapest. So what you've got to do is figure out a way of standing out from the rest. Possibly by having an expertise in a particular niche, or having an expertise in a particular industry, or having a particular niche in an age group, or having a particular niche in a certain product set, or in a certain geographical location. But if you look the same as a competition, I can't think of a single reason why anyone would want to buy from you. So we've got to find ways to look different, to be different, to be... The question is, what do you want to be famous for? What are you famous for? Because if you can crack that one, then everything kind of works around that. Your price point, the sort of customers you want to work with, how you design the product, all works around what the customer is actually looking for. So that's my point. My point is similar. We all just look too similar. And in the coaching sessions that I've been doing with the agencies, absolutely fascinating. The questions are around strategy, how do we make this stuff happen? Marketing, how can I get more better customers? Is it lead gen? Is it advertising? Is it webinars? How do we do it? That's the question that people keep asking. For me, marketing is not a battle of the product. I think one of the problems we have, especially as agency owners, is we become real experts at the technology and the techniques and how to do it, how to work the platform, how to work the code, how to link things together. And I would argue, as I argued on the previous hangout, that clients don't buy from us what we do. Clients buy from us for what we do does to us. If clients want more customers, then all they're interested is knowing how we can get them more customers. They're not interested They may be, but on the whole, they're not interested in what types of computer or what code or what systems we're using. What they're interested in is the result. Customers are interested in benefits. I've heard this loads of times. They're interested in benefits. They're interested in afters, what they get after they've bought from you. They're not necessarily interested in what you do. And we kind of get fixated in that. So marketing is not, I repeat, marketing is not a battle of the product. Marketing is a battle for the mind of the customer. It's about when my customer has a problem, hurt, need it, scratch, want, that they believe that I'm the right solution. I mean, that kind of explains why we have competitors that we kind of know aren't really very good, but they do well. They do well because their marketing's good. They've managed to win the battle for the mind of the customer. And the classic example of the battle for the mind of the customer is the Pepsi Coca-Cola thing. In blind tests between Pepsi and Coke, something like 9 out of 10 people prefer Pepsi Cola. 9 out of 10 prefer Pepsi Cola. But when people go into Sainsbury's to buy their soda for the weekend, they buy Coca-Cola. They prefer Pepsi Cola in a blind test, but they actually buy their preference, their brand loyalty is to Coca-Cola. And that's because Coca-Cola has won the battle for the mind of the customer. So start thinking about how you can win the battle for the mind of the customer, because that's what marketing's really about. One way to kind of condense this battle for the mind of the customer is what do we say after we say hello? And most people are pants at that. You go to a party and you talk to someone and you go, hi, what do you do? And they go, oh, I run a digital agency. You go, fantastic, that's really good. Tell me about it. You go, oh, it's absolutely fascinating. You wouldn't believe the work we do. And it's like you just fall asleep. Now, it's called an elevator pitch because the idea was you go to a building, there's Bill Gates, you step into an elevator, a lift, you go up in the lift. Bill Gates presses the 10th floor, you've got like a minute, and he says, what do you do? And you've got to say, hello, I run a digital agency. It's really, and if you do that thing, you've lost it. So it's about being really succinct about what you do and letting people ask more questions. If it was in the UK, it would be a lift pitch, but elevator pitch. So how does the elevator pitch go? I'll just run through it very quickly. This is a half-day workshop we're going to do in 4 minutes. Okay, so here goes. 1, we work with, state the sorts of agents, state the sort of clients you work with. So we work with, I'm thinking of some clients we work with at the moment. We work with only with e-commerce businesses, brackets over £1 million, or we work with dentists, or we work with lawyers, yeah. Or we work with businesses within 50 miles of Manchester, or we work with businesses under 5 million turnover, okay? But be very specific about who you work with, because then people go, oh, okay, I understand what that is. You then talk about the problem that people have. There's a motivation towards and a motivation away from. Motivation towards tends to be very, very weak. Motivation away from is very, very strong. So if you say, we can get you more customers, it's a weak motivation. But if you say, who have a problem getting enough customers, it's a strong motivation. So we work with businesses within 50 miles of Manchester who have a problem getting the right customers, getting enough customers, getting the right quality of customers. Next line. What we do is, you talk very briefly about what you do. We do a quick audit of your marketing activity at the moment and your website performance. And then what we do is we put in place a new strategy and program whereby we're using a mixture of paid search and organic search, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but very, very quick. I mean, like just one or two sentences, if that, because people aren't that interested in what you do because they're buying from you for what you do, not what you do. And then you say, so that, okay? So what we do is we do an audit, health check, and a review and recommendations so that we can put in place a program which will give you an increase of 10% on the customers you're currently getting. And that actually doesn't quite give them what they want, because so we've talked about the features very, very quickly. We talked about the benefit, and then we use another benefit, which means that. So which is the real thing that people really want. What they really want is, because they don't buy from you for what you do, they buy from you for what you do does for them, which means that. So let me just give you an example. We work with businesses over £1 million within 50 miles of Manchester who have a problem getting the right types of clients. Or we work with dentists who have a problem finding the right kind of customers. What we do is an audit health check and create a recommended strategy for the way forward that we can implement so that you, Mr. Mrs. Customer, hit your targets on time to spec. And then which means that you get to run the business you really want to run. And that's the power blow. That's what people really want. Because what you're really selling them is we're giving you the business you want to run. Elevator pitch, incredibly powerful. Why? Well, the simple networking thing, you can shake hands and talk to people. Your website should communicate this really clearly. These are the people we work with. This is the problem they have. This is what we do. These are the results, but these are the real benefits. Your people should know this stuff. Anyone who answers the phone, anyone who deals with the customer should know what the elevator pitch of the organisation is. And it's a mini way of crafting your marketing and asking yourself questions to make sure you don't just become another me too. So that's the elevator pitch. Really worth spending the time crafting it, honing it, maybe having it on the back of the card, maybe having it on the website, but just think about it. It is marketing 101 stuff, but it's one of those fundamentals you need to have in place. To grow the business, there's a simple formula. 1, get more clients. Get more clients, this applies to your clients and applies to your agency, is really expensive. It probably costs 8 times more to get a new client than to sell to an existing client. So yes, how do I grow my business? Get more clients. I'm totally up for that. But before you push the button on get more clients, let's go mad on lead gen, let's just think about something first. First, get your clients to buy more from you. If you've got clients who buy from you, upsell, cross-sell. Get them to buy more from you. If they're spending £1,000 a month with you, they may well be happy to spend £1,100 a month from you. Get them to buy from you more often. The classic way of doing that, which is one I just love, we've just implemented it and it's worked, it's fantastic, is you go from a 12-month cycle, we're going to charge you, Mr. and Mrs. Client, on a 12-month cycle, to a 4-weekly cycle, which gives you 13 billing points in the year. You've immediately added an extra month to the year. It makes the prices look better. It's a real win-win. It helps the cash flow. It's just a really neat way of doing it. So, and you will end up getting them to buy more often. And the final piece is to stop them leaving. So the maths is awesome on this. If you could get 5% more clients from lead gen and so on and so forth, if you could get your clients to buy 5% more, so they're currently spending £1,000 a month, they're now spending £1,050. If you could get them to buy more often, they're now on a 13-month year, not a 12-month year. And if you could stop 5% of them leaving you, those 5% will probably increase your profitability by 60, 70, 80%, depends on the numbers you've got in your business. It is absolutely awesome. Very, very simple to apply. The arithmetic is really, really compelling. But I would like you to think about the possibility of applying the formula to the 4 pieces. Stop them leads, so get more customers, get them to buy more often, and stop them leaving, because that's a bit we often just forget about. That's a piece we forget about. So I'd just like to explain to you my view of the world when I do marketing. I think maybe it's a slightly different one. But I think there's 3 sets of people. There are strangers, friends, and lovers. Let's just talk about strangers. Strangers don't know who you are. They don't know what you sell. They don't know who your clients are. They don't know what you're good at. They don't know what you're bad at. They've never heard of you. They're going to be difficult to sell into. And even if you do sell into strangers, the problem with strangers is, don't they know someone who runs a digital agency? So dealing with strangers is quite tricky. We've then got friends. Friends are people who know the business, they know the agency, they know you, but they've not actually bought from you. They quite like you, you've met them a few times, they're getting warmer and warmer and warmer. And then you've got lovers, they are clients, they love what you do, they're not price sensitive. So strangers, friends, and lovers. In your marketing, you need to have 3 entirely different strategies according to what you're doing. So first, in a kind of a global scale, you've got to make sure you've got a strategy for lovers, whether that's a surprise and delight, taking them out for dinner, taking them out on hospitality, checking they're okay. The people who love you, you've really got to look after well, because there's loads of business in there. Okay, that's the place where the business is, where the cross-sell and the upsell is. That's where the real opportunity is. So you need a strategy for the lovers. Once you've got a lover's strategy and you're giving them the 5-star service you want, You need a strategy for the friends, people who know and like you. And that's far more of an engagement strategy. That's far more of white papers, webinars, events, private dinners, just to nudge them to become a client, okay? And then with strangers, this is a slightly more unknown territory, and this is where you go in on subjects like lead gen. But still the issue is here about when they do come to the squeeze page or the landing page, what is it you've got to offer? Because if you're the same as the competition, why should they buy from you? So it's still about having a campaign around maybe white papers, maybe webinars, maybe some technical help, maybe a try before you buy, maybe invite them to your... You still got to have all that in place. So it's not just we need lead gen to make it work. I think you need to put in place a marketing plan. And everyone always says, what is a marketing plan? I think this is about a 2-page document. So let me just run through a marketing plan. So 1, what's the marketing strategy? How will your plan support the business goals? 2, what's the mission statement? In other words, what are you trying to accomplish and why? 3, target market. I implore you to think about niching as much as you possibly can, to not be a generalist. If you are an expert with dealing with, as an agency, one of the things they specialize in is vets. If you specialize in vets, you know more about vets and vet marketing than vets do. You know more about their competition than anyone else does. And you can charge a premium price because you're the expert in the field. So I would think very carefully about, is there a place or a stage where you can emphasize this? The agencies I see vary in their net profit between 10% and 35% net profit. It's the ones who tend to have got this marketing piece cracked and the target market cracked, because they're in a market where people are willing to pay for the awesome delivery they do, who are getting the high margins. And it tends to be the generalists which are getting the lower margins. Do a quick competitive analysis. Understand who it is you're competing against and how do you rank and what are they selling on. Very business school speak, but a unique selling proposition. What makes you special? What makes you different? You're faster, smarter, brighter, friendlier, the only one dealing in Europe, the only one who's PPC only, the only one who is full service, the only one who has a background from academic, the only one who's, whatever it is, figure out what makes you unique in the eyes of the customer and what is the thing that you're famous for? What is the thing that makes you different? Otherwise, you're the same as the competition. And then pricing strategy, what will you charge? What will you charge? Why are you trying to those price points? Should you have different price points? Should you have one price point? Should you have a lead price point? What is the promotional plan? How are you going to reach these people? And a marketing budget, clear objectives, and then measure, to figure out how you can improve. That's the marketing plan. Simple. It's about putting it in place. So let's just recap. Doug Hall did a piece of work on the marketing basics, 4,000 marketing propositions. This is the fascinating stuff, okay? So he wanted to find out what was the difference between successful marketing campaigns and unsuccessful marketing campaigns. And this has now been expanded to be about successful marketing and unsuccessful marketing. Really, if you do not have an overt business benefit, what's an overt business benefit? An overt business benefit is numbers. Clients who buy from us see their sales increase by 25%, see their profitability increase by 10%, number of clicks. So overt business benefit is numbers. Without an overt business benefit, you're likely to get a 13% success rate in a marketing campaign, marketing activity. With an overt business benefit, the likelihood of success goes from 13% up to 38%. You virtually triple the likelihood of success of your marketing. So your marketing needs to offer at every stage, page 1 of your website, an overt business benefit. 2, a real reason to believe that you can deliver. What do we mean by that? Case studies, testimonials, video testimonials, and again, number-based. This was the problem, this is what we did, this is how we... So you need to give potential buyers a real reason to believe that you can deliver. If you don't have a real reason to deliver, a real reason to believe that you can deliver, the likelihood of success is 18% based on these 4,000 marketing pieces. With a real reason to believe you can deliver, the likelihood of success goes up from 18% to 42%. Do you show a real reason to make your potential customer believe you can deliver? And then finally, a dramatic difference. Now, this is the really tough one. Without a dramatic difference, 15% likelihood of success. With a dramatic difference, and this is the real tough one, I would argue, the success rate shoots up to 43%. So you need to try and get these three pieces into your marketing, these marketing basics into how your agency communicates with other people. You need to use your elevator resources. There's so much out there. The Google badge, the Google Partners badge is considering more than just a badge. In the eyes of the customer, it's a explanation that you've been through some testing, you're at the state of the art, you're at the front of the game, you're on the top echelon. So the Google Partner status is really important to show off. And whether you show it off in your blog or in articles or celebrating that you're on the elevator program or talking, you need to make it clear that you are a cut above the rest. You might like to consider hosting a workshop. I mean, talk to your Google consultant about how they can help you bring state-of-the-art, latest technology, latest research, bang up-to-date stuff that will, again, help your clients be different from the rest. Okay? So use the elevator resources to stand out from the rest. Marketing is part of the 5-step process in the elevator program. Remember that? So set your vision, grow your business, connect with clients, engage, do the marketing piece. Show your strengths, get your team going, and think big. The program's designed to help you grow your business, give you thought ideas, thought bubbles to go away so that you can take action in your business. So this has been number 3 in a series of 4. We've done planning, we've done strategy, we've done marketing. Next time we do a hangout, it's going to be around that really difficult one of teams. So I'm going to leave you with one question about marketing, and I hope it haunts you. And the question is, why should people bother to buy from you when they can buy from the competition? What makes you different from the rest? You need to be able to answer that. Your people need to be able to answer that. All your marketing collateral needs to be able to tell people that. Why should people bother to buy from you when they can buy from the competition? What makes you different from the rest? Thank you very much.